Hello, 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 and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's special program. We're going to be having a unique time in the house today. Please invite your friends, invite your neighbors, invite your family members, and everyone who you think is passionate about the development of Africa. Today's show is really going to be something special. This is a creative and innovative hour. I'm Joshua Amatare, and I'm going to be here with you throughout the duration of this special event. And we're going to be talking today about a special and a unique thing that not many people in Africa talk about. This is a show that is going to be highlighting, or that highlights, the innovation of Africans, that are passionate about helping Africa become what it's supposed to be. A lot of people in the diaspora, or almost everywhere you go in the world, people know that Africa has problems. But very few people have solutions. Very few people are willing to do what it takes to help us move forward. Africans are going to have to develop Africa, just the same way Asians did it to Asia, just the same way Americans did it to America, just the same way the Europeans did it to Europe. We can ask for help, of course, but we're going to have to spearhead our own development. And today we have one of such people who is spearheading the development of Africa. He's an innovator. He's not somebody who just got comfortable in the diaspora. He's somebody who actually determined in his heart that, look, I've seen a problem and I'm going to solve it, and I'm going to put my mind to it. So please invite your friends, invite your neighbors. We have a special guest all the way from Canada today. So please welcome with me ADEKANMI from Canada. Hello, Akin, can you hear me? I'm going to be calling you Akin for short. Is that okay? Fantastic. I'm sure the Canadians over there prefer that as well, because they are not very good with our African names. So welcome to today's creative and innovative hour. Can you please tell us about yourself? Tell us what you do, and just welcome our audience and let them know what you're about.
Oh, okay. My name is AKINLADE. I'm a physics graduate, and I like to change the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you're a physics graduate, and but today we're going to be talking about applications. We're going to be talking about technology. And I've realized that a lot of people don't realize the impact that technology is having on our world today, because they're just used to consuming, they're not used to creating. So today we're not just going to talk about the consumption, but we're going to talk about the creation of technology, innovation actually. So please, once again, invite your friends, those of you who are listening to us, and let them join us, because we want to inspire a new generation of Mark Zuckerbergs. We want to inspire a new generation of Steve Jobs. We want to inspire a new generation of Bill Gates right here in Africa, so that we can bring about the development that we want to see. Because most of the things that we see in the West, they are made for the West. We need to tailor-make our own applications, our own innovations for the unique problems that Africa faces. So today we're unveiling a new application that is supposed to, or that is going to help to fight crime in Africa, specifically starting from Nigeria. Am I correct?
Correct.
Please tell us about this application. How did you come about it? What brought about the passion that you have for applications? How did this whole thing come about?
Yeah, because of my passion for humanity, I registered a charity organization in Canada, and seeing what is going on in Nigeria, like showing, like government showing some kind of unconcerned attitude, people carrying out jungle justice, people throwing kids in the drainage, and there's nobody doing anything about this. So I decided to register a charity organization in Canada that is going to help not just Nigeria, not just Africa, but it's going to spread the tentacle all over the world.
Okay. What is the name of this app?
The name of the app is Clean Application.
Clean Application.
Yes. It's been developed on Google Play Store, at the same time on Apple Store. Okay.
So you said you were passionate about seeing that things like jungle justice would stop. So how exactly is this app going to help? But even before we get to the application itself, how did you become an app builder? Can you tell us of the process you went through? Because I don't know of many people who are building apps these days, and I feel like there are a lot of Africans who will be wondering how a physicist became an app builder. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey in building apps?
Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur at the same time I'm a humanitarian. So I registered one of my company when I was in Nigeria. That was
Okay.
2006.
Okay.
So I'm kind of having like four things to deal with. So I'm looking for just one thing, like an app that is going to like integrate all those that I'm doing, like
Okay.
my enterprise, my charity organization, my business, to just I think integrate everything together. So I now realized that okay, when I was working on the charity aspect, and I said, okay, I think people should be able to like make a report on abuse. People should be able to make a report on kidnap. People should be able to make a report on any form of like corruption, bribery, the way bribery goes on Nigerian road, that police will be giving money to, driver will be giving money to police and all that. Things like that can be reported, and the appropriate authority can get attention on that, and they can put those guys in its check.
So
So
did you
I
did
was
you
trying to,
okay, go ahead.
so I was trying to like work on the charity aspect, and I realized that I need to do more on the charity aspect of my business.
Okay.
So that those ideas just started coming up. And however, they have also has a free TV channel at the same time a free radio station. And
Okay.
I think early last year I broadcasted the free TV channel on a website. I have
Okay.
a friend in Finland that said you can get an app. When they suggested I can get an app, I started thinking. I said, man, you this guy again. This thing is not easy. I just have to think on solving. I'm not going to solve the TV problem. I'm going to be thinking of solving the radio problem, think of solving my enterprise problem, think of solving the charity problem. So I started thinking about it last year, and I started gathering information on YouTube, on internet. Started reading. On
Okay.
average, I read like 3 books in a day. Like I'm an
Okay.
auditory learner, so I
Okay.
listen to more of books. So I read a lot, like 3 books in a day. I kept on reading. So it was early this year that I just got to the final stage. I just did the launching around January ending. I did the launching for the Google Play Store, which I just did the Apple Play Store like last week. So the actual launching is going to be on my birthday, which is March 24th.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, did you go to the university to study programming to be able to build the application?
Yeah,
Or
I,
most of
I
it was on your own? You studied on your own?
on my own. I studied on
Wow.
my own. I bought books. I bought books on machine learning. I bought books on Python programming. I bought books on PHP. I was
Wow.
just reading by myself. So I trained myself. I studied physics.
Incredible.
I'm a physics
So
guy.
you
Yeah.
so yourself taught to become a programmer, and you're now
Yes.
providing solutions to the problems that we face. So let's take the challenges that you spoke about one after the other. How exactly is
Okay.
this app going to help to stop things like kidnapping and lynching? Let's focus on kidnapping and lynching because those are some of the biggest problems that we have today in Africa. So how does this clean application help to stop lynching and kidnapping?
Yeah. I've really thought about it, and excuse me. Sorry.
No
I've really thought
problem.
about it, and I've done a lot of research, asking questions from people in Nigeria. Like, it's going to be basically being your brother's keeper. Like, if you see something going on at the side of your house and you're not okay with it, your job is just like make a report. Go to the app, make a report, take a picture of the scenario, write a little bit information, and when you submit it, it gets to the military, it gets to the police, it gets to all the government agency. At this moment, one government agency has responded, and I hope others also will respond. And I actually want to do it in such a way that if anybody make a report, including the Nigerian president, will get an alert, will get the report, like, yeah, something is going on this particular place. And if nobody's going to mobilize, or if the police are not going to mobilize themselves, the president will be the one to mobilize people to go and rescue those kind of situation. Yeah.
Okay. So that means
Yeah.
that you want to turn every citizen in Nigeria with a smartphone into a law enforcement officer, which means when you
Correct.
see something, you say something. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah, because
100%.
we've realized that a lot of people want to help, but they don't have an avenue or they don't have the tools. So this is like a tool to help people to report crime. Am I getting you right?
Correct.
Okay, and it's also going
Yeah.
to give out the location of where this is taking place. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes.
Aha. So that means if somebody sees a kidnapping, for example, they can just fill in or take a picture and then fill in a report and then send it to the cops. That means they don't even have to be involved. The app
They
does
don't
all
have
the
to be
work for
involved.
them.
Yes. There's one part of this app that I'm just trying to, I still want to put it into test. Like, if the person reporting actually puts his or her phone number, there will be some kind of a question that, do you want to be called? If you say no, nobody's going to call the reporter.
Okay.
But if you say yes, so there will be some people that will be on ground that will just call the person to get the updates. Because, if someone is being kidnapped and you still have your phone with you and you're able to escape, at least you can make that report and we can get your location. However, if you see someone that is being kidnapped, probably someone is waving in the car, that I don't know, these people that are taking me, that kind of a thing. You take the picture of the car, probably you're able to do that. And you're able to notify the road safety, the police, the army, everybody, and the helicopter start flying on air. I think it's going to go a long way in saving a lot of lives.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true because the issue of jungle justice and lynching is something that is quite common, sadly, in a lot of African countries and states because a
Yeah.
lot of people take the law into their hands due to the fact that the police and law enforcement officers are usually far away from crime scenes. So people immediately
Yeah.
want to carry out their own justice on the spot when they either catch a
Yeah.
thief or a rapist or somebody that has
Yeah.
committed a crime or thereabouts. So this will help to solve all of that. So, okay, before you
Exactly.
give us the breakdown of how the app really works, I want to find out what is it exactly that has made you different? Because there are a lot of people in the diaspora, a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora, especially in North America, who are just comfortable with enjoying the good life and who are just comfortable with doing, the everyday stuff of going to work, getting paid, and, sending money back home. But you have taken things a step further. So what is it about your experience that made you to say, look, I'm abroad, I'm in Canada, but I'm not just going to sit here. I want to help Nigeria to actually develop. I want to help Africa to develop. So how did you come to this point?
Yeah. It has always been my passion to save people, to help people, to save lives. I can't stand seeing people being set ablaze. I can't stand seeing a woman giving birth to a baby and throw it in a drainage. I can't stand it. And I got to know that that is part of my gift when I was doing my NYC in Nigeria. That was 2008 to 2009. When I got to the village in Adamawa State, I realized they lack a lot of things. They don't have a good teacher. I was the HOD physics. I was teaching mathematics, English, physics, chemistry, biology. I was
Wow.
just teaching them. Yeah. So along the way, there are teachers doing that, but those students, they were so comfortable with me and I loved them so much. So I started thinking on how to help them. So eventually I got someone to sponsor my program because I wanted to be teaching, I tried to be teaching them computer also, just to explain. It's inside the village, Lamode local government. It's like inside the village. So I started a computer training. I set up something of this nature, like a press among students. And eventually I won a national award with the NYSC. So I now realize that, okay, I think this is going to be my dream. These are my vision. These are my purpose in life, just to be helping people. So when I got to Canada, I saw a lot of opportunity. Man, there are opportunities there that are not in Nigeria. So I started like gathering those things together, gathering it together. I don't really go out. I'm not the social person. I just like stay indoor, reading. And these ideas started coming. I said, okay, yeah, I think I can do this. And during the process, I have a younger brother that's in the military that was posted to Maiduguri. I was thinking on a way to help him. Like, man, this boy is a top military guy, but he's my younger brother. So I said, man, I have to look for a way to protect this guy, even if Nigeria are not going to protect him for me.
Okay.
Last year I lost a family member due to because she no, not a family member, like a family friend. She was set ablaze in Elisha in Ocean State.
Wow.
If there is this kind of app, yeah, she was set ablaze with a pregnancy because she was saying something. Our conversation wasn't coherent.
Wow.
Probably, yeah, a mental induced, I don't know, maybe pregnancy induced mental problem or something. So she started talking something rubbish that she's responsible for the disappearance of someone's manhood or something. They set her ablaze, yeah, and she's normal now. It was, I think, 24th of February that it was a year that we lost Anoluapo Martins.
Wow.
Yeah, so she used to be a childhood friend. So I was just thinking on how to like solve all this problem. Like, if nobody is gonna work on it, I'm just gonna work on it, and I don't need anybody to pay me for it. Because when someone pays you, and there's a kind of report on corruption or bribery, they might want to influence the report. Because any report that comes to my app is going to be like the way it is going to help the forensic agents, is going to help the police to carry out their investigation. It's going to help a lot of people to carry out proper investigation. Yeah. So those
Okay.
are the reasons why I was able to like think on the app and design the app just to help the country, Nigeria.
So, what message will you have for other Nigerians like you in the diaspora who see problems and think they can help?
Uh, Probably, I don't really want to blame some people that comes there that are not thinking about home. You know, Nigerian system is different, and probably this Western world system is different. And when you come to this part of the world, if you are not smart, you might get yourself involved in some kind of debts that will distract you from your dreams and vision. If you are given some kind of credit card, you just be thinking of paying back the credit card, and eventually the creative mind will just lost from your head. So it's always good for someone to study this part of the world, like study them very well, know what you want, and go straight for it. You don't need to do things that will please people, like buying clothes with credit card, because the moment you get into a credit debt, yeah, your brain will not think properly again. So my advice for them is, my advice for those people that are coming, and probably for those that are here, to just think of a way of solving their own personal problem first. If you're able to solve your own personal problem, you'll be able to solve people's problem. You can't give what you don't have. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I hope that those in the diaspora are listening to you, because it's clear that it's possible. It can be done. If you've done it, it means that anybody who is also in your position abroad can
Yeah.
also do some of these things, because applications like yours and technology generally, information technology, is part of what is going to move Africa in a very fast pace towards development. Because without
Absolutely.
applications like yours and without technology, we'll be lacking behind, and it will take us centuries to catch up with the rest of the world. So with technology, we can turn our fortunes around in Africa in a very short period of
Absolutely.
time, especially with innovations like yours. So do you want to now give us the breakdown of how the clean application works?
Yeah, sure. If I have the slide, I can always
All
just do
right.
the quick explanation on it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Please put
Yeah.
up slide 1.
Yeah. So the moment you get to the App Store, if it's Google Play Store or Apple Store, you're going to see this logo. Very simple, no special character. You can read it, it's in English, in application. So the moment you see this, you can just press download, and it doesn't take much space.
And is
Yeah.
it free?
Very, very free. No payment attached.
Okay.
No payment attached to it. So next slide. Yeah, next. Yeah. So these are the first things you're gonna see on the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, on the first 9 icon you're going to see on the app. So about us tell a lot of things about me, what I've done, and what the app is all about. And
Okay.
the clean online, yeah, the online radio life is the one that you can always like go for it to get proper information, get music, and if there's some kind of like an Amber Alert, it's gonna be broadcasted on the radio for free. If there's gonna be like basically the radio is gonna be serving a safety purpose. Like if someone is kidnapped, looking for someone, someone is how do they call it if the police is looking for someone? I don't remember.
Missing persons report?
Missing person report and all that. Yeah. So
Okay.
if there are things like that, it will be advertised on the radio. And
Okay.
if peradventure anybody want to partner with our radio station, the prices are also highlighted on the radio basic partnership,
Okay.
which is not so expensive. Yeah. And
Okay.
if you want to make a radio request, the radio request is divided into two options, like an instant radio request. Like I want this thing to be published on radio. I can't find my baby. I can't find my husband. Something's going on. Like an instant radio request. You can do that on the request.
Okay.
And the TV streaming, live TV streaming has up to like 50 TV channels, CNN, Al Jazeera, all for free.
Okay.
So you can always go there to watch TV. And I know Nigerians like something that will get them engaged, you know. And things like this are going to like attract them to this app, and it will make them always want to be on this app, and it will make them always want to stand for the truth. If they see something bad going on, they can always go to the make a report, which we are going to talk about down below.
All right.
So the career section is for those that actually want to probably work with me or probably volunteer with me. You can submit your application there. You can attach your application and sign. There's a digital signing icon. You can also sign there. So the staff info, that one is protected for those that will be working under the app. Their information are going to be there.
Okay.
And the education aspect, if there's going to be some kind of training for a staff or for anybody that might be interested in training, yeah, they can register through the training. So the next slide. Oh, is there any question before we go to the next slide?
No, let's keep going. When we're done, then we can come back to it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so the e-learning scholarship actually, because, yeah, the e-learning scholarship is the kind of training I'm just going to give to anybody that is interested in doing some online training and doesn't have money and needs some pretty good certification on how to build an app or probably how to write a programming. The e-learning scholarship can be given to people like that for free.
So you're going to teach people how to program and build applications just like this one for free?
Correct, yes.
And it's going to be online?
It's going to be online.
Okay.
Yes, I started the online training, I think 2 years ago. So it's been on for a couple of times. So I'm just trying to like, because I can't divide myself into multiple portions. Okay. So I have to leverage. So I have to like do some kind of recording. So if they log in, they can do the training by themselves. They can go by themselves, even when I'm not there.
Okay.
Yeah. So webinar online training is just a training. So the work permit visa quiz is just like for anybody that wants to like probably come and work in Canada.
Okay.
Probably work with me. There's some kind of quiz, and the quiz are very simple. Probably it's just like, do you have English tests? If yes, have you done your evaluation, credential evaluation? Yeah, and some other details that will just give you opportunity to get a job in Canada. Yeah. So the membership card, anybody can just go there, just input your information. When you put your information, you click submit. It's going to generate a card for you. So the card has a barcode that if you don't have an app, you have a card. I can easily scan the card and see your information. So you can also make an appointment directly to me on the make application on the make appointment on the app. So directly to me, you can make an appointment. Just click on it. You tell me the time you will be available. So if I'm available at that time, I'll click accept, and I'll accept your application. I will accept your appointment. So I can always invite you for my virtual meeting via Zoom. I use Zoom for virtual meeting for anybody that want to talk to me all over the world.
Okay.
If you have any documents you want to share, you can always use the Zoom to the app to share any information you want to share on the computer.
All right.
So the app web link comprises of all the company that I integrate together.
Okay.
That is working on this app, which are four. There are four. The first one is Comiar PSP Enterprises, which is in Nigeria.
Okay.
Established 2006. There's an AMA technology, which I created in Canada. That was to 2016. There is the AKINLADE Foundation, which was created also in 2016. It's also on the app web link. And there's another one, 1003-7516 Canada Foundation. It's also a Canadian foundation. It's also, you can also get that on the app web link. So those are the places I just put all the links to the company that are servicing this application.
Okay.
And and our blogs also show all the blogs that we have. So
All right.
yeah, and that's just it. Yeah. So maybe the next slide. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The deep link, it's another link that you can download either from the Play Store. The deep link is connected to all the App Store. You can either get connection to Play Store, Apple Play Store, or Google Play Store. So when you get to deep link, you can download the app. If you don't have it, probably you get to this app through a website. You can download from the deep link. So the share app, that one is simple. You can always share apps on your page. And the map shows two locations. We didn't show two locations, which is Canada and Nigeria. I want the whole world to know that this app has connection with Canada at the same time have connection with Nigeria. So I show you the geographical location of Nigeria on the map and the Canadian location of the map of Canada. Yeah. So inquiry, that's just a spot that you can ask question, any form of question you want to ask about the app. You want to make it anonymous, you can do that on the inquiry. So on the chat, you can chat directly with me on the chat through WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is being integrated into it, the WhatsApp and the Skype. So anybody that is on the app, you want to chat me directly on WhatsApp, you can go there. So the main one, which I'm actually broadcasting to the world, is the make reports. Okay. So the make reports is I made it closer to the lower part of your phone to make it easier for you to just make a punch on it. Yeah, so when you just get to it, you can easily see what is going on. Okay. Can we go to the next? Yeah, can we go to the next slide? I think the next slide is going to show what the make report is all about. Perfect. So when you click on the make report, you might be required to write your name. And on the multiple selection, we have kidnap. If you want to report a kidnap, you can click on kidnap. If you observe that things that are going on here is more than one, probably bribery, corruption, and abuse, you can click the three at the same time. Bribery, corruption, abuse. You click that on the multiple selection. And if you have the opportunity, you can just go to picture. This app will take you to your phone camera. You can just take the picture. All right. Just give a little bit of the explanation.
App as well.
Exactly, more like a whistleblower app. So, and the given experience of what is going on, if you don't have time to write what is going on, like a lot of things there, you can just summarize. Oh, this is serious. This is pathetic. The email is optional, but you can put it there. Okay. The gender is optional, but you can put it there. The phone number is optional, but you can put it there. And the country is optional, but if you like, you can put it there. But the moment you're able to answer from 1, 2, 3, 4, then the first 4.
Okay.
I think that's the most important information we need. So all of that could be optional. If you just want to put it there, you can just put it there. Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, I said there's one system that I'm just creating on the phone. Like if you want to get a call back, there will be an option below that that will tell people that okay, yeah, I need a call back.
All right.
Yeah. Because not everybody would like you to call them back. Some people just want to report in, just want to be an anonymous report. So yeah, so I'm working on that, which will be ready before evening.
Okay.
Yeah. So next slide. So next slide just shows all my information. If they want to see me, they want to call me directly. Yeah, it's just about my information. And that's just about it about the app.
All
Thank you
right.
so much. Yeah.
Fantastic. So my first question to you is as the police or the law enforcement agencies in Nigeria, because most of what you've said is how people can connect with you personally to be able to learn how to
Yeah.
code, to be able to join
Yeah.
the foundation, and to be able to,
Yeah.
further interact with you. It is great. But now let's take it outside to the law enforcement part of it. So has it been integrated with the Nigerian police or the road safety or the customs, or how exactly is it going to work with them? Have they, because there
Yeah.
has to be a level of trust and also a
Yeah.
willingness to use this application within our law enforcement agencies for it to work smoothly. So how far have you gone in that regard?
Yeah. I've sent emails to some military settings like Nigerian police, NSCDC, road safety, Nigerian Army, like Air Force, all those Navy and all that. But I only got a response from one of them.
Okay.
So the moment they say go ahead, they just have to like give me an email that those reports are gonna go to. If it's 200 emails, the 200 email will get all the alerts,
So
like
it
get all
works with an
the.
email service.
It works with an email. Yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
connect. It's gonna connect to the military's email,
All
the
right.
military's and paramilitary's email address.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that yeah, that's what I'm working on present. That's what I've done presently. It's going to be working with their emails. Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So that means
Yeah.
that it's going to be integrated with the cops, and then when you send in a report, it goes to their
Yes.
email, and then they respond with the
Yeah.
appropriate arm of government or arm of law enforcement, as the
Exactly.
case might be. Okay,
Yes.
it sounds good. What about those who are not English speakers? Do you have some native languages that they could use? Or what about those who are Francophone people, for example, who are outside Africa and are watching and are saying, hey, we're French. Does this app apply to
Uh,
our country as well? Can they connect with you to move this app into their nations, or what plans do you have for them?
yes. It's very easy to do that. It can easily be changed. I'm actually working on that, but it has not come into existence yet. So it's going to be in multiple languages as time goes on.
Okay.
But presently it's just in English, and I've not even been able to like work on, probably it's going to be on Yoruba, reporting the Yoruba, Hausa or Igbo.
Okay.
So if you want to think of going into the French, like international languages, you have to think of the local language of Nigeria first, because there are some people that knows how to write Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo very well. They don't really know English, and probably pidgin English. Yeah, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because the literacy
yeah,
level in Nigeria is just about 50% at this point.
exactly. Yeah,
So if
yeah,
this app is going to be effective, we have to be willing to, give other people who can't speak English an opportunity to get things done.
exactly.
So
Yes.
we can only just wish you the best and say you should keep pushing for it till the entire Nigerian law enforcement agencies decide to adopt this application, because I believe strongly that with an application like this, the crime rate that seems to be climbing every year would be reduced. And also people will be able to have the boldness to report crime, because many people are scared. They said, if I report this crime, I might get
Yeah,
retaliated against. They're afraid
yeah,
of retaliation. They're afraid of being marginalized. So if they have an app that is secure, we already have a whistleblower website. I understand that we have one like that in Nigeria, but I've not heard a lot about it. But with an app like this, everybody can be a whistleblower. Everybody can be a law enforcement agent, and it will help to keep our cities safe, our families safe, and the nation safe as a whole. So that is a brilliant idea. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. So what do you see as the future of this application? Do you see every Nigerian using it? Do you see us, or do you see it becoming something else entirely?
Yeah, because yeah, I see it's like the future of Nigeria because I don't see an arrangement in Nigeria that are being prepared for emergency purpose.
Okay.
So there's a one part of this app that is going to be like one touch call. There's a one touch call on this app. At this moment, if you do a one touch call, it comes directly to me. But the upgrade of it is going to be like if you do a one touch call on that app, it's going to be ringing in the offices of all military and paramilitary offices. So anyone that picks it first is a way of just integrating the military settings in Nigeria so that they'll be able to work together.
Okay.
I was watching a program on YouTube on the security matter in Nigeria like a couple of days ago, and I saw someone was like giving advice on how they can tackle security matter in Nigeria, and he started quoting one guy in United States when they first had the 9/11 attack.
All right.
And the advice that man gave in US was that at this point that we have this attack, the only solution and the only way we can solve this problem is to use all facility, everything we have in our power to solve this terrorist and insecurity problem in our country. Okay. So if you're able to integrate this hub, working with police, working with road safety, working with civil defense, just name it, even university securities,
okay,
all registered security agencies, DSS and all that, we'll be able to combat this security matter. I just want everybody to be alert, the military, the paramilitary, the civilian, to be involved in the security safety measure of the country. Yeah.
Brilliant. I believe that that's something that everybody is going to be interested in, because if you talk to an average Nigerian or African, they're very concerned for their safety. They're very concerned for the welfare of their family. A lot of people go out every day and they don't come back and they're not found anymore because, our security measures in Nigeria or Africa as a whole, they are very low. But with applications like this, we can make a lot of progress. So you said it is on the Google store right now, and anybody can go and just type clean application and they'll be able to download it for free. Am I right?
Correct. Yes.
All right. So to all our listeners and viewers, wherever you are, please go to your Apple store, your Google store right now, and just type in, clean application and download it, and you can contact him using the app. You can go through it, look at the features, and let him also get your feedback, because as users, user feedback is very important. So whatever ideas and things that you want to add to it, it will help to make this app better. And those of you who have connections as well with law enforcement agents in Nigeria, you can always tell them about this application so that they can take it up and begin to use it to help keep the nation safe. Because we don't have enough policemen, or we don't have enough military personnel in Nigeria. For example, we're 200 million right now, and I don't believe we even have up to 1 million policemen in the country. I don't believe the number is that much. So we have to all be our brother's keeper. We have to use technology to help police and keep our communities safe. So Akin, do you intend to go back to Nigeria anytime soon to help do a massive presentation or unveiling, or what exactly do you plan on doing? Or you just want to do it from Canada?
Absolutely, I want to go to Nigeria to do the presentation for any military or any professional body that accept the offer. I'm ready to do the presentation for them. And I have to be in Nigeria to do that.
Brilliant. So that means you're willing to leave Canada and move back to Nigeria permanently if they're willing to give you the attention that your app needs.
Absolutely, yes.
Wow, that's great. So those of you in the diaspora, you can hear that Akin is willing to leave to come help build Africa. So I believe that will be an inspiration to a lot of people. It's important that we learn the skills that we can from the West and then use them to build Africa as much as we can. So we're going to be taking calls at this time from people who are passionate about IT, people who are passionate about innovation and creativity, people who want to know more about how to get things like this built. You can call in. Those of you who just have thoughts to share about what you've heard so far, please feel free to call into the show right now, just write on Move Agent Madik on Facebook. Just go to Move Agent Madik and write that you want to call in, and we'll call you back and then give you an opportunity to share, your experience and to tell us what you've got. But in the meantime, I want to talk about some of the books that I believe that can help to make us into innovators just like Akin. One of them is on the screen right now. It's titled Obsession is Supreme. So I've noticed that a lot of people are not obsessed with their goal. You were obsessed. You decided to cut yourself away from the party lifestyle, from the clubbing lifestyle, to focus on building a solution, to focus on building a product that can solve a problem in Africa. But a lot of people are not obsessed enough. Like you said, if you're not focused, if you're not obsessed, if you're not passionate, you will quickly lose your creative mind. And every single person is creative. Every single African is creative. On every street, in every nook and cranny of Africa, we've got creative people. But very few actually make use of their creative abilities because they easily get distracted. So this book will help guide you towards becoming obsessed with a goal and actually accomplishing it. All right, let's go to the next book. The next book that I think can help is Stop Looking for, what does that say? Stop looking for blessings, or stop looking for miracles, right? I can't really see it from here, but it's a book that would help you to develop your passion for building yourself and not just depending on miracles, because you could have just said it from where you are that, oh, look, God is going to do it for us. God is going to solve the problem. But you decided to be that instrument that God will use to be able to solve the problem. We're very religious in Africa. I don't know if you've noticed that. What will you say about that, Akin? About people who are just praying about the problems?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a very funny and an amazing question to me. Like, it's very, it saddens me when I see people like, I don't know if I should be mentioning name.
Yeah,
Professor of
names.
mathematics. Okay, like Professor of mathematics solving a logical problem, a scientific problem in a spiritual manner. And if this person is going to be, if you're going to be in the same school together, it's probably going to be my boss, probably going to be my lecturer. We are talking of solving a scientific problem. We are talking about killing the devil, killing this, killing that. All those things doesn't really make sense to me.
All right.
And with the simple algorithm, I believe those GOs that have a PhD in mathematics, PhD in anything, with just single algorithm, if they can create one single algorithm, it can solve financial problem in Nigeria. It can solve security problem in Nigeria. But they just keep on crowding people, bringing people to one kind of environment, telling them to be praying, killing their great-grandfather that doesn't even know that he existed, enemy of mother, enemy of father. All those things doesn't really make sense to me, really. So I believe they should just try and change their probably plan, change the way they think, change. We can solve spiritual problem logically. We can't solve logical problem spiritually. Logical problem are to be solved, logical problem to be solved logically, physical problem solved physically, spiritual problem, if there is, solved spiritually.
Brilliant. So instead of mathematicians praying and speaking in tongues, they're supposed to be coming up with formulas, algorithms, and programs that would help to solve some of these problems that they are praying about. You pray as well, but you decided to go beyond just praying to actually providing solutions to real life situations that we're facing. So that's brilliant. A lot of people, the book is Stop Looking for a Job, Joblessness is a Blessing. Stop looking for a job, joblessness is a blessing. So I see that, like you said, a lot of people are working because they want to make ends meet and they want to take care of themselves. But you have turned yourself into an entrepreneur. You refuse to just go working 9 to 5 or 18-hour work shifts or 12, 15-hour work shifts. You decided to invest in yourself, read books, and focus on solving that problem. And now you're your own boss. So anybody can do that. I believe that that's the message that your story, or that's one of the messages that your story is telling us today. Am I right?
Correct. Yes, you're right.
Good. So anybody can do what you've done by just investing in themselves and realizing that there is they can actually solve problems that they are passionate about. But some people don't even know that they are problems per se. They just know behind their minds that there's something wrong, but they are not seeing themselves as the solution. So we need to begin to see ourselves as solutions to problems. And as long as we seek, we will find. Because I've realized that just like you're building applications right now, there are different facets of problems, be it in the medical field, be it in the industrial field, be it in the fashion industry, in the movie industry. There are answers out there. We just have to be willing to go seek them out and then find them. Absolutely. And we'll be able to come up with our own solutions. All right, the next book.
Absolutely.
All right, Raising the Next Generation of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. This is one of my favorite books from Pastor Sunday because this helps to push people out of the pews, push people out of mediocrity, push people out of even looking for a job, into becoming their own bosses, into becoming answers, into becoming solution providers, becoming innovators. And this is what we need, because if we're going to build our own Silicon Valley in Nigeria, a place where everybody's going to be able to come together and provide information technology solutions to the nation, we have to be able to think like the Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates of this world and the Mark Zuckerbergs. And I believe that we have a lot of those people, but a lot of them are, they are not being encouraged to go into these fields. But that's the future. And we have to be willing to push more people into programming, into looking into IT and things of that nature, so that through technology we can make, quick progress. What do you think, Aki?
Yeah, say that again. I think I missed that. I missed that on the question. Say it again.
I said we, based on the book that Pastor Sunday wrote, Raising the Next Generation of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, I said we in Africa, we need our own Silicon Valley. We have our own Mark Zuckerbergs, we have our own Bill Gates, but a lot of them are not being encouraged per se to go into these things. And a lot of them, due to lack of resources, be it power, be it computers and things like that, many of them don't go into it. So what will you say to Nigerians who are skeptical about going into IT and who are not really, who don't think they can be the next Steve Jobs or the next Bill Gates? What is your message to them?
Yeah, so many people think that if you don't have money, you can't innovate.
All right.
Yeah, you need money, but you need some kind of problem in your head to be able to think on how to solve that problem first. That is when, if you're able to solve the problem in your head, that is when you'll be able to solve people's problem.
Okay.
However, if they are thinking of, there's no amenities, there's no facilities, there's no this, there's no that, they are not going to go anywhere. Because I started my first company in Nigeria, in Ile-Ife precisely, where there are no power. Of course, power is the same everywhere in Nigeria. And I will use the little amount that I got from my NYSC then. I'll use it to buy data on probably Glow or anything. And I will be writing professional exam. I'll be writing professional exam at home with my grandma. And whenever I pass any of the exam, I will call my grandma. Grandma, come and see, I just passed one exam. My grandma will say, are you all right? Because she doesn't know much about computer.
Okay.
She doesn't really know much. So I try to explain. She's late now. She died 2010. So I try to explain things to her about technology. To my amazing surprise, my mother said, I'm talking rubbish. That she doesn't understand what I'm talking about.
She didn't understand what you were saying.
She didn't understand. That is just by the way. So if people are thinking that they need 1 million to start business, they need 2 million, no, that is not true. I registered my company for 6,000 naira.
Okay.
Then, that was then. Okay. And from there, I started. I developed some website then that wasn't really good at I did some free websites. I went to some free domain to get some free website, but then I did a lot of things. That I actually feel that doesn't really cost me much. So you don't need huge amount of money, and you don't need to borrow money from anybody to start your business.
So you just have to have the interest and be willing to seek out knowledge.
Correct. You must have the interest, and you must be able to just think logically. Yeah. I was having a chat with someone recently, and he said, okay, I just built an app and it's going to serve Nigeria. I said, that is God. I said, it is not God. You just insulted God right now.
He said, that is God.
Yeah, I said you just insulted God right now because
Okay.
God has created everybody to be perfect, to make something great. So if I'm now creating just a heart and I'm not saying that, oh, it is God that did it, I just insulted God because this is the guy that created heaven and earth. I don't even know much about this heaven and earth. I've not finished researching the heaven and earth. And this is the guy that created heaven and earth. And I just created an app and you're saying that it's God. It's an insult. It's a slap on God's face. God didn't make this. I made it. And I'm still going to make more with his help. So we should not be bringing God to solving problems or to like, it's only God that can solve crime problem. And it's only God that, no. It's so stupid and we are insulting God. We should not bring God to that. No. Yeah. Because
That's
we are perfect already.
That's good.
Yeah.
The best that you can
Yeah.
do is get an inspiration, and then you are the one who has to still go and do the work to make sure that it is
Yeah.
actualized. And sadly, we have a
Exactly.
lot of people who are even in the West, but still they are staying religious. They're not willing to open up their minds to be able to
Yeah.
get in some of this knowledge and bring it back home. The story of the lepers in Second Kings comes to mind, who when they left the camp and they found food and they found clothes and Israel was starving at the time, they said, we don't do well if we don't go back and tell these people of the great things that were found. So I feel like
Yeah.
everyone in the diaspora has a responsibility in one way or the other to get some of what they've gotten in terms of knowledge, in terms of resources, and then bring it back to Africa to help those who are
Absolutely.
suffering, to help those who are dying, to help those who are
Yeah.
helpless, to be able to get out of their problems. Because most of them don't even know that there's a world outside of their little bubble in Africa, there of suffering, of pain, of despair. But we that God has granted the privilege to leave Nigeria, it's incumbent on us to get the knowledge, to get the skills, to get as much help as we can, and then bring it back to help to build the African continent. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe there's still more. There's still more that people can explore. There's more that people can explore, and Canada is a place where even some services are kind of cheaper compared to United States. So
Okay.
if you want to like, if you want to really do, if you are willing to do things, if you're in Canada, the price they're going to charge you in Canada is lower compared to United States.
Okay.
So I believe everybody can do it, and they can just give it a try. You just do something. Try to do something.
Okay. And then don't forget, if you want to call in, just type Move Agent Madik on Facebook and you'll be able to, as soon as you type that you want to call in, we'll call you back so you can share your thoughts with us. All right, so the last book that I want to share by Pastor Sunday is How to Find Money for Your Dream, how to build a system that will finance your calling. So a lot of people are stressed out, when it comes to money. They're like, I don't have the money to build an application. I don't have the resources. I don't have this. I don't have that. So reading this book will give you an insight into how to raise the funds to finance your dream, to finance whatever change that you're trying to bring into the world, because it all takes money. So can you tell us of the challenges you faced when you were trying to build this app when it comes to finance? Did you face any challenges, or did you just, have some contributions, or how exactly did you raise the finance for building this app? Because I don't believe you built it, without any money at all. So please go ahead and tell
Yeah,
us.
yeah. The app is a little bit expensive, and it's more like I've been saving for it for a very long time. Like I said, I started thinking about it last year.
Okay.
So I've been saving, and the time I want to like give it a try, I just like spend little amount of money to give it a try. I don't want to spend huge, but because it could be, it could building an app could be as high as $29,000,
Okay.
and for a corporate app that would be very good with like $29,000, and I don't want to like put the money there and develop an hypertension. So just
Okay.
be giving it a try. You can just try. You can try with $10. You can try with $100 if you know you can afford that. Just start
Okay.
with buy books, buy materials, get materials ready before you just go to launch it out.
So did you
Yeah.
do some other work on the side to raise money to build the app? Or how exactly did you raise the funds to build yours?
I got to Canada 6 years ago, and
Okay.
I did a lot of work. I rushed a lot of work, a lot of
Okay.
I pick papers on the street. I take care of the less privileged. I'm a professional poop packer. I
Wow.
used to pack poop very well, and the
Wow.
nursing home and all that. So I did those ones to gather some money, and
Okay.
when I realized that I was actually ready, I just left this job and I went straight to
Into
my
years.
uh, to and also the time I was doing those jobs,
Hmm.
I have a brother here that was like, oh man, he was just making jest of me. Now you study physics and you are cleaning poops. Are you all right at all?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, because nobody will want to do that kind of job if you actually have a prospect, you have a vision, and they know what you're carrying, they know who you are, so they won't want you to like stay for too long there. But I have to do it just to gather money and set myself up, which I actually did.
So that means that you had a goal, but you had to start somewhere. You had to start small. You
Yes,
had to do as many menial jobs as you could find to raise the funds to be
exactly,
able to later invest in your dream. And that's something that many people
exactly.
don't do. They get carried away with the work that they are doing and with the little funds that they have. But when you have a
Yeah,
goal, you can just walk your way up to it by saving and doing all that it takes, knowing that there is an end that you're walking towards, and then refusing to get
exactly.
carried away with the glitz and glamour and all that. Because I have a lot of friends in North America who got there and just got carried away with the high life over there. But you were
Yeah,
able to beat that.
yeah. I know some people that just came to Canada like within a year they got a house, they got a mortgage. In this part of the world, you can't just you can't buy a house. I don't believe they own the house. The house belongs to the bank. And when you come to this part of the world, you want to oppress people in Nigeria. You want to they call it begbekwe. Do you understand Yoruba? They want to like
Mm.
meet up.
Aha, okay.
They want to meet up. Like they call it in Yoruba begbekwe. You go for
Okay.
mortgage. You start buying cars on mortgage. The fact is, if you don't have the money to buy it, you don't even have the money to buy it with credit and interest, because if you are buying it with credit, there's going to be some kind of interest. Buying a home at first, there's going to be an interest. Buying a car, there's going to be an interest. But the moment you get yourself involved in those things, you will never get out of it. You will just be like paying for the
You become
mortgage.
like a
Like
slave to the system.
exactly. I watched Dr. Sunday's program on finances with a lady, was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Okay.
About that lady said something. It was like I've never heard it before. Like you are helping a slave master to enslave you. And that is just it. That is just that word was so scary. I had to watch it over and over again, which is actually true. You are not rich, but you want to look rich. So the smart guy that is rich is going to be like, okay, you want to look like me, right? Then get this car, get this house. You want to look like me and be working and keep paying my money for the rest of your life. It's so scary. It's really, really scary. People have to be exposed and know what is going on, because the moment you get yourself involved in those things, you don't own yourself. You will never be able to think again.
Wow.
Because me, I didn't buy a house. I didn't buy a car because I know my goal. Those things are going to waste when this thing comes up. So that's just the advice I have to like give to people, that they shouldn't get carried away. They should have a plan, and they should be very serious with what they want to do.
Fantastic. I'm sure that this
Yeah,
advice you're giving is going to help to save a lot of people or deliver a lot of people,
yeah,
from the entanglements that they've put themselves in. Because in
yeah.
the West, like you said, it's easy to get carried away and lose your focus. But it's never too
Hmm.
late to realign yourself with a goal
Absolutely.
and with a purpose. And that way you'll be able to walk your way out of whatever thing you have tied yourself down in. And I believe that as people get these books are on Amazon. So if you go there, you will find them. You can also go to dsabooksplanet.com and you will find some of these books by Pastor Sunday. In fact, you will find all of them. And as soon as you start reading them, you will see that your mind will change. Your mentality will change. Your approach and your outlook, your worldview will change. And as soon as in your mind you can see that it's possible, that's the first step. you begin to walk towards making it happen. So do you have any other thing to say before we go today about the Clean app?
Yeah, for now, I don't really have things to say, so probably you can just go to the app directly.
All right, so please don't forget to go to your Google store and download the Clean app and keep in contact with him. Like he said, he's teaching people how to program. So those of you who are parents and you see that your kids need to understand how to program because tech is the future, please contact him. He's going to teach your kids for free. Those of you who are tired of working 9 to 5, you can also become self-employed and a programmer. Contact him through his app as well. And we can see that this Clean app is going to help to reduce crime in Africa. It's going to help to fight crime in Africa. And this is just one of the many people in the diaspora, or one of the few people in the diaspora who is making a change and trying to see that Africa becomes a continent to be admired instead of pitied. And I believe that as we keep working hand in hand with each other, supporting each other, we'll be able to get to a destination that each and every one of us can be proud of. And I see that soon people in Europe, in the US, they will be proud to come back to Africa because we will get things done and we'll build a continent that everyone can live in peace and in safety. So Akin, do you really think, when you look around Canada, do you think Nigeria or Africa can become like that someday?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. Nigeria can be better than Canada. And the reason is this. We don't have snow in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. The amount they spend on snow packing in Canada is capable of solving a whole nation's problem.
Wow.
And they are highly effective. Because I could remember some times ago when I was like walking outside of Winnipeg, I had one car then. So when I was driving back, there was a snowstorm. I was scared. I thought that was my last day. The most amazing thing was that in the middle of the night, I just saw multiple trailers parking the streets from Winnipeg, where I stayed, parking it through to outside of Winnipeg. I said, man, these people are just like Jesus Christ at that time, because if I die on that spot or if my car got stuck, nobody will rescue me. I'm just going to forget. They'll just forget me there. So I see them walking, spending a lot in packing snow. But in Nigerian case, we just need to maintain our road, clean it up, probably wash some parts, maintain the patches, maintain the drainage. And that's it. The road, we don't need to spend much on the road. But here, we have two seasons, winter season and construction season. So after winter, they start constructing the road. The road, they have to just repair it, especially in Manitoba here.
All right.
And they've been doing that like every year. Nigeria don't have to do that. Probably the expiry date for Nigerian road will be a little bit longer than here. So if you're able to invest on what we have, and we don't need to spend money on heat. Here we spend money on heat. We only need to spend money on air condition, transportation, road network, nothing else.
So that means you believe that we can even become better than Canada and we can teach the rest of the world.
Extremely better, but we just have to change our orientation, because the orientation I'm seeing some Nigerians exhibiting is so scary. And in fact, before I don't respond to people on social media, but now I respond to people. I let them know. I want them to know that, man, don't be stupid here. I'm going to put you through. All these things cannot be solved spiritually. You have to go. There was a time that someone took an helicopter when it got stuck. One rich man took an helicopter in Nigeria when it was stuck. And everybody was saying, oh, please, thank God, please do me like this or do my own like that. I just said, come on. You can book, anybody can book an helicopter as high as 20,000 naira. It's not even up to $100. Just call them. They will get to where you are. That is not a prayer point. It doesn't make sense to me. Anybody can call an helicopter wherever you are. They started turning me to prayer. I said, man, I don't know. So these are the things that we just need to explain to people, that prayer problem, God has solved that from the beginning. Technical problem, we are the one that are going to solve it. And we must keep solving it. Yes, we must keep solving it. God is not going to do it for us. We must be the one to do it.
Reminds me of the book written by Dr. Sunday, Only God Can Save Nigeria. What a myth. And that book really puts a lot of dogma and religious doctrines to shame, because that's a common saying that only God can save Nigeria. But for
Yeah.
what you are saying right now is something that you and I can do. It's something that anybody can do as long as they're willing to
Anybody can
put
do
in the
it.
work and to do what it takes to
Exactly.
get it done.
Yeah. Anybody can do it. It's not a problem. It's not like a big problem that people won't be able to solve. Like for instance, now when I was in like doing my first degree studying physics, I had this dream. I wanted to do it for my department. But before you be able to do something like that, you have to be in politics. But one way or the other, things didn't work well. So I was unable to do it for my department then. So that dream has been on my head. And there was a time I was doing some kind of lecturing job in Nigeria School of Nursing. I started the online application for their students when I was their IT director there. So it has always been in me, and I'm unable to like exhibit it. And if I introduce this kind of ideas to some companies, they might say that there's no fund. They might say that, oh, it's not on our budget and stuff like that. So that was why I just decided that I don't need to look for help from anybody. I just have to go ahead and do it. Yeah. It's a long time dream. Yeah.
Fantastic. And anybody
Yeah.
who is using a smartphone can always connect with you to be able to learn some of these things that you already know for free.
Correct.
So,
Yes,
ladies
for
and
free.
gentlemen that are listening to us, please share this. Somebody in your timeline who is passionate about building applications and information technology, you know, might be willing to, connect with him. So be somebody's savior today. Even if you're not directly involved, help someone in your timeline to connect with Aki, and we believe that it will go a long way to help. So I'm hearing that we have a caller. So very soon we'll put that caller through. So like we're saying, it's not about God, it's about us.
You know,
We can teach the
it's
rest of
about
the world as long as we put our hearts and our minds to it. Another book by Dr. Sunday is How Nigeria Can Teach or Can Lead the Rest of the World. So we have a
yeah.
lot of people, we have a lot of quality when it comes to people, when it comes to resources, when it comes to, as whatever it takes, we have it all. But we're not resourceful. We're not using what we have so far because we're too religious, or we're too lazy, or we're just ignorant. And none of these things will help. But as we keep coming up with more of, people like you to inspire others, we believe that we'll get to where we need to be. All right. So hello, can our caller hear us?
Hello, my brother. It's Innocent Magedi again today.
Aha, from France, calling in again. Good to hear from you, Innocent.
Yes, good evening, brother. Bonsoir, they say bonsoir in
Yeah,
France.
bonsoir. Fantastic. Ça va?
Ça va? And bonsoir to our friend Akin.
All right. Akin, can you hear him? Hello? Akin, can you hear him? No. All right.
No.
I don't think it's possible it can hear us. Let me just go straight forward to the point. And just a few minutes before this program, I saw on the blog an individual who posted about people trying to fight corruption in Kenya, and the government decided to remove pocket from the police uniform, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Okay.
And then something happened last 2 weeks. I visited the hospital to visit the patient, and I discovered that there were automatic gates. They give you an hour. If you're going to stay more than an hour, you'll be obliged to pay for the parking.
Okay.
But if you're going to within few hours, you have a receipt. Then I discovered that, wow, I told myself that this system is very effective. One, there is accountability. You know how many passengers, you know how many people visit the hospital annually, monthly, every second, every minute. Everything is documented in the system, and then I said the policeman is not here to control all those things. So I started thinking about Nigeria, and what I can just propose right now is what we need in Nigeria. Because when this man, President Buhari, I'm not criticizing him entirely because it's not entirely bad, but when he talked corruption and screaming, I want to fight corruption, I want to fight corruption, I want to change the entire country, I just laugh. I just ask him, how do you intend to fight corruption? You cannot. It's just like you saying, okay, I want to kill mosquitoes, and instead of clearing up the drainage and stagnant water, you go around catching the mosquitoes and trying to kill them. what you're supposed to do is to drain all the drainage and don't allow stagnant water. Look, can you hear me?
So instead of going to the source, they are just trying to focus on the symptoms.
Exactly. They are trying to focus on arresting politicians and trying to, that is also an effective way, put fear in some of them. But what is essential is what I can just propose now, a system in place, a system that is accountable. I was actually proposing something that all those policemen that are putting on Nigeria road, they are supposed to be replaced by radar. There is this radar that if your car is over speeding, automatically, whether you just the moment you're reaching there, the moment your tire just passed that car, it will read the distance, everything you take, the content of your car. There is this toll gate they have here. It scans your car directly. You don't even need a policeman to be there. It scans.
It
It
takes your
knows how many
picture as
cars.
well.
Exactly. It takes all those things. So when you're talking about fighting corruption, arresting people and doing this, although they tried to implement one single treasury account, they said that was also an effective way. But what we actually need is a system in place like what Akin is proposing. Me, I'm not very fortunate to be a technician or when it comes to all this technological stuff. If not, it's something I was willing to venture into. I was also telling a friend recently that look, NASA, they send rocket to space to another different, hemisphere, send satellite. There is no rocket science. None of them, after building the rocket, then they start bowing down to pray for so that the rocket can be launched directly to go into the sky. They have to, go through science. I was telling him, I said, look, even these people we're seeing, all these scientists and atheists and people who do not even worship, they do not even call on God all the time. These are people that are obeying. These are people that are even manifesting the work of God more than the so-called believers themselves. The believer who, feel sanctified, feel holy, and just because you call on God, you think you're better than the people these people are even fulfilling what God wants us to do. So I really want to commend Akin with what he's doing. I'll go straight to the application, and I'll also urge the people that are listening to us to do the same thing, because it's another way of supporting his work, supporting what he's doing. The more people the more you download the application, you also leave a review. If the application is good, you leave a review. It will encourage a lot of people to go in, and then I think the application is free. If I'm correct, right?
You said?
Is the application free?
Yes, it's free.
So you just download it, and then you leave a review. It will encourage a lot of people to get them and use them. So I think
and there's also a way to contact him there, so you can talk to him directly and give him your ideas as well. If you have an idea of how he can make things better, or if you have an idea of how you can help him to move the app forward into society and things like that.
This is what we need. I'm also afraid for him because the Nigerian government doesn't have the momentum to implement these things on ground. You propose to them, to look at you, they say this one is dreaming. Because what we need is one thing having it's people like Akin that give me hope in Nigeria. Because sometimes we just get completely pessimistic, but when you look down, you see talent everywhere. You see people that are gifted, but the government, we need that policy around that. I will say, okay, let's do this, let's implement this, and let's try to do this. The last time I was contributing, I was talking about to the other guy who was proposing about this transfer stuff. I was like, go into the system, but the more you discover that once you go into the system, you have ideas, you want to execute them, you try to stifle your idea by fighting you. So in fact, even that Kemi Seba that he mentioned the last time, he was deported because he was fighting the government. So I'm afraid if these things can be executed in Nigeria, if the government will even allow us to be able to do these things. I myself also have ideas, but will they permit you? And I'm sad right now because the ideas that I have, I've seen that some companies are going now. These companies have nothing to do with Africa. The Starlinks and SpaceX program that they're doing right now. They are deploying global satellites to give a global coverage. But you cannot allow somebody to provide internet to your country without you having control of that internet. That person that is providing that internet can be able to manipulate, what video you see, what they can be able to even threaten to cut it off sometimes. So you need to have control of whatever is passing through. And our government are not even aware of these things. These people are deploying this thing right in the space. The thing will just be there, providing before they start sending boxes into the country and people start buying cheaper internet. So that's just it. Anyway, let me allow other people to call in to contribute. That's just what I have to say.
All right. Thank you very
Yes,
much,
thank you.
Innocent
Thank
Maganji.
you so much.
We appreciate you calling in. So, Akin, how much of that did you hear? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. How much of that did you hear?
I think the last part, I heard the last part of his conversation. I just thought of using my phone to listen. So it
Okay.
was really late. Yeah, it was really late. So I
All
heard the
right.
later part of it when he
Okay.
was talking about the country should be in charge of internet, of their internet and all that. Like you have to get some kind of authorization before you be able to do things in another man's country or something like
Yeah, he
that.
was just
Yeah.
applauding you, and he said people like you give him hope because sometimes pessimism sets in due to the fact that he sees the situation in Nigeria full of corruption and nobody's really making headway.
Yeah.
And when you look at the
Yeah.
presidency, he's also not impressed with the progress they're making with the corruption fight and all that. So he said he's happy that people like you are out there. And he also encouraged people to leave reviews when they download your app so that it will help to promote it in the Google
Absolutely.
Play Store. So that was a very brilliant idea. So you can go back and listen to when we're done. You can just replay it and hear
Sure.
everything that he
I
said.
will.
But he's just like you. He's passionate about Africa and building a continent that we can all be proud of. And he applauds your contribution.
I appreciate. I appreciate.
Yeah. So I think we've come to the end of our show for today. So thank you very much once again, Akin, for coming in. And we really applaud you and encourage you to keep going and keep building more applications and keep raising as many Africans as you can who would come back with you one day to help build our own version of Silicon Valley or whatever it is that we need to build to get a better Africa. Because like we said, technology is the future. Technology is going to help us move as fast as we want into the future. So there's no point slowing down at this point. The world is already ahead of us. And if we're going to catch up and overtake and become a place to be admired, we have to get involved and we have to solve these problems. So once again, thank you very much. And we'll be here again next week, Saturday, with a brand new show. And please don't forget to contact Akin and download his app and make him know that you appreciate all that he has done. Thank you for tuning in today. Please be with us again, same time next week. Keep being innovative, keep being creative. You are the answer that Africa needs. You can do anything you set your mind to as long as you're willing to, put yourself on the line to do the work. And we believe that Africa will be better for it. So Africans innovating, Africans that are creative, please get to work. And God bless you. See you next week.